How we doing today, guys? Sam and Danny back with this week's fishing report for you. First weekend of striper being open has been really great, especially north of the bridge. People have been doing really good out there. What have you been hearing?
A lot of people catching them trolling, using something like this. Some small tandems is going to work pretty well for this year, or this time of the year, as well as some smaller umbrella rigs too. Something like your 6-inch baits, your 5-inch baits. That kind of size is what's working really well right now.
Areas like over towards Love Point, the mouth of Patapsco have both been probably the most productive areas as far as north of the bridge. But people are catching fish all the way up to Pools Island already, which is pretty crazy to see this early. You don't have to be up that far to get into them, but certainly it seems like the further north of the bridge you get, really the better it is. The bridge itself has been doing okay. Moving into like the lower bay area, a lot of people have been casting lures, not so much open fishing, not really finding them out on the main open waters, but fishing shorelines with smaller baits like 5-inch straight tails or paddle tails. These Bass Assassins are a great option for you. Areas like Poplar Island has been okay, down towards like the mouth of the South River, Thomas Point area. People have been doing pretty well, especially on top water and things like that. Moving down in the southern bay, what's going on there?
A lot of redfish down there. People are throwing anything like these twitch baits right here, big plastics like 7-inch paddle tails, anything like that. We're finding big schools of them. People are catching them up pretty good. Yeah, so both shallow and deep water, we are starting to see some more of those like open water redfish that we typically see in the summer. This is pretty far south, guys. Definitely in like Maryland, borderline, mostly in Virginia waters, but also in the flats. And this is a great lure to throw in the flats. You can get a pretty good cast with it, and it only goes a couple feet down. People have been catching some really good fish in that shallow water area, so that's a great thing to see. Now moving down towards the coast, I know you've been doing a little bit of flounder fishing. Yeah,
recently.
down in like Ocean City, inshore kind of fishing. People are doing a lot of flounder fishing. You can use something like these curly tails right here, made from bait fuel. Pretty good bait right there. Catching them all like out of Ocean City, inshore area. Yeah, it's pretty good bite right now.
Yeah, a lot of those back bay waters in Maryland and Virginia have been super productive for flounder fishing. If you want to push off and fish some of the wrecks, sea bass fishing has been on fire. I know some of the bigger head boats have been getting guys their limits out there on those sea bass. It's a great time to get out for them. These wrecks haven't been hit hard yet, and as we get further into the summer, it gets a little tougher as those inshore wrecks start to get pretty blown up. But right now they're not, so it's a great time to get out there. Fishing on bottom baits with like clams and squid is great for the sea bass, but also throwing jigs, either gulp or like jigging spoons, have been really effective for them as well. So now freshwater fishing as well is starting to kind of be in a little bit tougher spot right now. The bass fish they're mostly on beds right now, so it can be a little bit more challenging to fish for those fish. I know areas like all the way up in like the Sassafras River, guys have been doing pretty well. You're starting to get some grass in those upper tributary waters, so you can be prepared to do a lot of flipping with all that grass out there. Moving baits aren't super effective right now because we have, the fish are on beds, so they're not really chasing stuff off the beds, so it can be a little bit more challenged, but flipping and things like that have been great. Snakehead is another great idea. I know this has been a hot lure here recently.
Yeah, we got these little topwater baits right here. So weedless topwater, pretty cool. A lot of people are throwing those, topwater frogs. Anything like that, going to be your hot baits for snakehead.
Yeah, so I think the last thing to talk about is just crabbing, and I know for this time of year, crabbing has been good. I know it's not what we're going to expect as we get into like late summer into fall as far as great crabbing, but for this time of the year, people are doing really well. The South River has been really good from what I've been hearing, and the Magathy has been pretty solid as well. So getting out there, either razor clams, chicken necks, or you can add some extra scent to them with stuff like that. It's been really effective. Still, traps are producing a little bit better with the cold water. The water's not as warm as it should be this time of the year, so the crabs aren't quite holding on to the trot line that great, but running traps has been super effective. So a lot of stuff to get into, and best of luck out there, guys.
Have fun, guys.